old school RuneScape. Man, I've got to be honest, never did I ever think I would be playing old school RuneScape. And let me clarify here, it's not that I ever thought that it was a bad game. Certainly not. I've always been a bit of a cringer in terms of graphics, I'm gonna be honest. If the game doesn't just look good for the day and age we're in, I found it kind of hard to sink my teeth into it in the past. As I've gotten older, though, I've cared much less about that. I've sunk hundreds of hours into hardcore classic WoW, and honestly, with the HD add-ons I have for OSRS, it honestly looks pretty cool to me. It's close to being good graphics while keeping the same charm and OG aesthetic of old school RuneScape. Now, that's enough yapping about why I never thought I would play the game. Now let's talk about why I am playing, why I'm creating this channel, and what I love about the game already. Now, what pushed me, someone who for around 15 to 17 years of being online as a gamer, always refused to touch or even try the game, as it was just a time waste, and on top of that, it was ugly. Well, I'd say there's at least three major things that are different these days. The first being my friends. I mean, for years and years, as I said, they tried to get me to at least try the game, and I've always just turned them down. But honestly, I really do just want more games to enjoy and love playing with my friends. Now, number two, my friends showed me some of the newer release content for the game called Runes of a Mokhaitl, which I might have just butchered, but what was specifically so cool to me about that is being the game's first delve boss, which means every time you defeat it, it digs to a deeper level, and the farther you chase it, the stronger it becomes, but also the better the rewards are. But honestly, both just aesthetically and mechanically, the Doom of Mokhaitl fight just looked extremely interesting and challenging, which is two things I never thought as an outsider I would say about old school RuneScape. I honestly thought it was the first essential idle game ever popularized with almost no game mechanics. Boy, was I wrong there. Now, the last reason I decided to actually get into the game is kind of an odd one. It's neither got something to do with someone I know or something to do with the game itself, but it's actually got something to do with a YouTuber. Now, I was introduced to this YouTuber a few weeks ago by one of my friends that plays, and oh my goodness, I have not been able to stop binge watching his content. Now, I imagine most of you, if you are traditional old school RuneScape viewers, that you know this YouTuber. Now, I just have to imagine from my knowledge. Now, granted, I'm not 1000% sure, but I just have to imagine that he's one of the biggest old school RuneScape YouTubers. Now, I know he's got a fair amount of subscribers already, but his name is Settled. Now, Settled is an absolute animal, a literal god in my eyes at RuneScape. The things this man has done, the torture he has put himself through to entertain, to dominate, and to accomplish any OSRS challenge he puts his mind to is legit mind-boggling. It has made for some of the most entertaining YouTube content I've ever taken in. And I'm honestly going to be sad when I've watched it all, because I will watch probably all of it. Now, due to the extreme enjoyment that content was, that was the final and last push I needed to actually try the game. And for that, I thank Settled. If he ever stumbles across my content, I hope I can provide him even 1/5 of the enjoyment he's provided me. I also just want to throw in, as I'm falling in with the world already, I don't know if it's just old games, but the world feels so well thought through and alive. You can organically walk into things just like this. I don't have an axe. Oh, hold up. Give me 2 seconds. Let me grab an axe. Okay. And when you hit this, this guy pops out. It's a guard that's actually in this tree. This isn't an actual tree, or it's a tree, but there's a guard inside of it, right? Like you could see his legs poking out here. But when I did it, I was like this, and it just happened completely organically, and it gave me the biggest laugh. But on with the scheduled program. As you can see, I've already begun progressing my first account. Not only that, but I've decided for my first time playing old school RuneScape ever, I will be doing a hardcore Iron Man. I wanted to do some sort of challenge inspired by the Settled channel that I fell so heavily in love with. But obviously, without having any game knowledge or experience, it would be hard to impossible to do a tile restricted or region locked series without doing insane amounts of research to just be able to begin a series of that manner. Now, I'd also rather just get my hands down and dirty and actually learn the game a bit, like hands-on, actually playing, and get the experience while I can without those restrictions before doing something akin to that. So in my mind, what better challenge could a player with zero experience set off on than just attempting a hardcore Iron Man? Now, you may ask, what's the specific goal of this account? That's a great question. I think at the absolute minimum, the literal minimum, I want to max every single skill. I want to learn the processes on how that goes as an Iron Man. I want to learn how you level the skills the old-fashioned way and just get it done with some good old elbow grease and a whole lot of sweat, right? And I want to make sure, I understand how the most basic things of the games work. Now, in terms of side goals, because to me that's the main goal, maxing every single skill that first time through, hitting 99 on everything, complete maxed account, that's the main goal. Now the side goals, they're just as important to me, just a bit harder to fully lay it out right now, because I'm still lacking so much knowledge about the game. I don't know a ton of late game items. I don't know what's like obtainable and what's really cool, for instance. So maybe there will be more things laid out as we go on and as I learn about what's actually out there, laid out that I actually want to get, and that becomes a goal as well. But for now, some things I definitely would like to get before finishing this character. I want a fire cape, I want an infernal cape, I want the CG gear plus the bow, because it just looked really fucking cool when I was watching the Settled Tile Man series. So I want it. I don't care if it's not even that useful or cool in the grand scheme of things without doing that challenge. It looked cool. I want it. And also potentially the quest cape. I'm not 100% sure about that, though, to be honest. We'll see as we progress through if I'm truly willing to finish all the quests possible. Now that the introduction to not only my channel, but what has pushed me to start playing the game and create the channel and begin the series is over with, I will leave you guys until next time. Now, the next time I post, it should be the first official episode of my Hardcore Iron Man series and the journey of Jonesy Jukes with an old school RuneScape. I hope to see you there. Until next time.